You guys can try this, even if you don't have, you know, these special dies or anything. But they're pretty basic, and I think that you guys will like this technique too. A couple of days ago, our design team member Echo Noble had sent me a video, and she did this really fun penny slider card, and I thought it was absolutely genius, and so I wanted to try it and do it on a live video for all of you guys so we could try it together. And initially, I saw this technique like probably 5, 6 years ago by our design team member Angeline Chu. She did this amazing penny slider card, and I remember watching it, and I was very new to crafting and thinking, oh my gosh, like I can't wait until I can do a card like that. And so now I can finally do a card like that. Angela's looking at me from way far away.
It's just showing that there's still 2 minutes left till we start.
We're on
Oh.
the last live.
Okay. So, hello, Melissa and Susan and Sue and Faylene. I'm so glad that you guys are all here. Sorry about the technical difficulty from the last video. You didn't miss anything. We're going to just start right from the beginning here. So we're going to do a couple of interactive cards with some easy, basic supplies that you probably have in your collection already. So let's go down to Project Cam, and I'm going to show you how these little cuties move. So this is based off of one that Echo Noble did. She did hers with some pattern paper, but I kind of envisioned this with a clouded background and things like that, so I kind of put my own twist on it. But all you do here, this little plane moves around this little circle, and it is interactive. Like, how cute is this for a kid card? You know, they would get so much joy out of this. All you that have grandkids or kids, it's so much fun. So this one slides around there. And then I had to pull out one of my favorite Winnie the Pooh sets, since we have the coordinating die for this now. And this little buddy slides up and down. So these are so much easier to do than you might think. And so I thought it'd just be fun to try it. So let's do it. First, we're going to do Echoes with just some basic dies, and then we're going to do this one. This is going to be a no die version. All right. So to do this, we are going to be using a cute new stamp set. It is called Plain and Simple. I love this one for kids, or, you know, it could be a great masculine style card or whatever. I just think it's really fun and like the perfect stamp set to do these kind of fun interactive techniques with. So we're going to do a cute clouded sky, and we're going to stamp out those little airplanes and have some fun. So for this one, Plain and Simple, we're going to do a white A2 card base. I die cut out this panel here with our scallop and rectangle nesting dies. So this is the largest with the mini scallops, and it fits perfectly on that A2, as you can see. And then I just have a little scrap sheet of paper that we're going to stamp our airplanes on and our sentiment. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our stamping. So we're just going to stamp it all at once in the MISTI because it makes it so darn easy. And there is not a coordinating die set for this Plain and Simple, but the designs are very easy to cut out. So you can cut them out, or if you have like a scan and cut, you can use your scan and cut. I don't have one of those magic things, but I would love one in the future. Awesome. All right, so I'm just holding that in place with my pixie tape, and we're gonna grab our little airplanes from Plain and Simple and just stamp them down on our scrap sheet of paper. Just anywhere, it really doesn't matter. And then we're gonna do our sentiment off to the side, just making sure we'll have enough room to kind of cut out each of those. All right. Oh, why didn't you stick? There we go. Got you guys all stuck down. So we're gonna do some really simple Copic coloring. So I'm gonna grab a Copic friendly ink. And so for me, I'm using my Ink Gun 3 blackout ink. Another really great one is the Amalgam ink by Gina K Designs. All right, so we're just stamping these out. I feel like this little guy has like a mind, I think he might have embossing powder on his back. All right, stamp these guys down. Cute, right? They're just very simple, very cute little guys. Let's see, I'm just gonna put this clean the back off this. Sometimes embossing powder kind of gets on the back of these, and I was embossing the other day, so I'm sure that is what happened. Let's see if we can get you to stick now. There we go. All right. So there you go. Little live tip. If your stamps are not sticking, likely there is something on the back of them because the cling foam is very high quality, and you really would not have that problem unless there was stuff on it. All right. So there's all our stamped images all ready to go. Oh yeah, Julissa ordered the whole bundle of the Winnie the Pooh coordinating dies. So if you can only like get one right now, the one that I'm using today is what I recommend. It's my favorite, and I think it just is such a great stamp for techniques where it is cut out. And so if you have your eye on all of them, but you got a budget and you can only get one, this is the one. All right, so let's do just some basic coloring of our cute little airplanes. So I'm just grabbing 3 colors from my alcohol marker collection. We're gonna do BG05 for some blue accents, cool gray number 5 for most of the planes, and then B00 for some of the accents as well. And you can get as detailed as you want with this coloring or not. I'm keeping it pretty simple, just because that's what I want to do. So we're gonna just color up our planes, and then we'll cut them out. All right, Crystal had to have all the dies as well. I know, they're just so great to have on hand. I love that we're moving into getting some coordinating dies for our stamp sets. It just opens up the door for more creativity, and like I'm here for that. All right, I'm gonna color this like little, to me this looked like a little window, so move over Pokemon. Gotta catch them all, hey? We actually watched a couple episodes of Pokemon with my son. He's 6, and he thought it was like the greatest ever. And I just remember, in the 90s, we'd get off the bus and Pokemon would be on, and so we'd watch like an episode of Pokemon after school. We were supposed to be doing our homework first, but Pokemon was on. So we couldn't, obviously. Couldn't do that. Couldn't do homework till we watched it. My parents weren't like home in the afternoons when we got off the bus, so they didn't even know. We got away with it. All right. So these are very simple to color up. That's why I'm not like kind of going through any of the shading or anything like that. And then we'll just simply cut these out. Perfect. Oh, that's awesome, Ona. You love the stamps. I am so happy to hear that. We will keep them coming. We are really quickly getting out this next batch of orders from our birthday sale. The site-wide sale is going to go through the weekend. That's the last chance to get your hands on over 50% off stamps and these new arrivals. This all ends May 31st. And what's kind of cool is, like, I always love Memorial Day weekend for, like, the great deals and stuff, too. So, beyond honoring veterans, obviously, that's what it's all about. Not to minimize that. All right, I'm not going to color these wheels because I'm not cutting them out. Because I will drive myself crazy if I do that. All right. So there they all are. We can go ahead and cut these out. I'm just going to do like a very plain little banner for our sentiment. And this font makes it really easy to kind of cut out a nice little banner. So.
Did you say a plain banner?
Oh, I did say a plain banner. All right, so for the fussy cutting, I like to just leave kind of a slight border around the stamped image. So you'll see me kind of do that. Otherwise, you can cut it all the way up to the side of the image, just whatever is your preference. And of course, I picked the hardest one to cut out first just because it has this little notch, but we'll get it. You'll see it'll just take like a little mini second to get all these cut out and ready to go, and then we'll have these planes in flight. So if you want to see Echo's video for this, she used a fun like pattern paper background. And that is up on our YouTube channel, and you can watch that at any time. So if you see this and you want like a another take on it or a quick rundown, go check out her video. It's awesome. She always has such really great ideas. Our design team members are amazing. Like the stuff they come up with and the cards they make, every single time I like go through all the samples, I'm like, are you kidding? So inspiring. All right, so we got two of our little elements cut out. And we'll go on the next. You can chat amongst yourselves while I cut. I was gonna have Nick do a cut file for this, but he's just been so busy, so I didn't want to bug him.
Like what just came?
What? What is it?
The Laura Ingalls Wilder's Day.
Oh.
That's pretty fun.
Yes. We have if you guys are fans of Laura Ingalls Wilder, here in Minnesota, we have Walnut Grove, where Laura Ingalls is actually from. And they have like Laura Ingalls Days there in July every year. And they usually do like a little play, and you could visit like the dugout and stuff that the Ingalls had. Just some cool stuff. And so this year it's like an anniversary, and I forget, is it 50 years, Nick? Or
I think so, yeah.
50-year anniversary of like this, you know, pageant going on. And so they had contacted us about making an exclusive stamp design that they're gonna do at their event. And of course, we are huge fans of Laura Ingalls and Little House on the Prairie, and so we were like, well, yeah, we got to do that. Sue loves Little House too, yeah. They sent us an image of like the real like Ma and Pa like Ingalls, and I was like, what? Where the heck is Michael Landon?
Yeah, he looks nothing like Michael Landon, but...
Well, Michael Landon was a good-looking guy,
yeah.
You know? All right. Last little bit, and then we're moving on. I'm sure you guys are like, can she quit with the cutting? It's essential for this card. All right, we got all our little elements. I suppose I could have had them like colored and stuff beforehand, but hindsight, right? All right, so we're gonna do a fun clouded background, and we just got this back in stock. This is our cloud and wave stencil, so you actually get two stencil designs in one stencil. So there's 4 different borders for the clouds, and if you flip it, you get 8 because they'll be the mirror image, and then some waves here in the middle where you can do like ocean type cards as well. So I love this stencil. It's one of my go-tos. Usually when I'm using the clouds, I'll just take a little bit of masking tape, or in my case, I grabbed my Post-it tape and I just put it around the edges so I could like ink blend like crazy and not worry about, you know, going over into the wave section. But you don't have to do that if you don't wanna. I'm just messy. And so we're gonna go ahead and start with our cloud designs. I like starting up at the top. And I'm gonna do a little bit darker of clouds for this one because my first card, I just didn't think it was like dark enough and I didn't like it. So we're gonna do Blue Lagoon in Gina K Designs. My first card, I did sea glass, and if you like a really light look, you could try that too. At the end, we'll kind of compare and contrast and see what you guys like better. So I'm just going to go in with my little blue ink blending tool, and I'm going right along the edge of my stencil to add this cloud detail. So now when we pull away, we have our first little cloud bit, and I just go ahead and turn it clockwise, and so I get a different design every single time. So again, I'm just going right along the edge of this stencil and blending. This goes very quick. You can do as far apart as you want or as close together as you want. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, so this is, I mean, I'm such a messy crafter. I have to come up with things like this because I know that if I don't mask it off, I'm gonna mess it up. So I just have to prevent myself from messing stuff up ahead of time. And what's nice about this Post-it tape too, or if you use like the pixie tape that we have in the shop, it holds it in place too. So that's kind of nice. So we're just rotating, getting our cute clouds. I actually really like this color for clouds. This is Blue Lagoon. I think it's perfect. It is just the right hue. Sea glass was a little bit too light for me. And it just takes no time at all to do this fun clouded background. I've done rainbow colors and everything, and I have so much fun with this stencil. Jennifer says, and just like that, it's in my cart. I know, isn't it weird how that happens? I honestly don't even know. It's like the cart has a mind of its own, right?
Well, you and your nighttime shopping.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to do a lot more of it, but, you know, we were stuck on a vacation for 16 days, so I really had to cut back on my stuff, because usually it's like, I don't like to deny my stuff or myself of things. All right, so I like to just kind of go around the edges with that same ink. I think it looks cute on the scallops and just adds a little bit more depth. So that's how I finish off my clouded backgrounds.
With cloud stuff like this, I always think of doing the light and cheery stuff, but Sue just said a little gray for a stormy background would be awesome.
Yeah,
but
for
I never
sure.
think of doing the stormy. Kind of cool.
All right, so we have our cute clouded background. Now we're gonna die cut the area to make our spinner details. So I actually have some circle nesting dies in my collection. I actually don't know what brand they are, whatever. They're just plain and simple circle dies that one is big, one is small. If you have circle punches, one big, one small, you can use that as well. But for me, I'm gonna use my basic just circle dies today. Our next card will do no dies, so you can try that right away if you don't have these. So we're gonna take the biggest one and we're gonna center that where we want it. So I'm liking that position. I think it looks pretty good. And then we're gonna take the smaller one and we're gonna center that one in the big one. And just keep in mind, wherever you have these, it's gonna cut like that. And so if you have it kind of wonky, that's what your cut's gonna look like. So just keep that in mind. So now we're gonna run this through our die cutting machine and we're gonna have these little cuts. All right, so we have our cuts going on. I'm not even gonna remove these yet. We're just gonna flip over our card as is, so it's all lined up, and we're gonna start putting our foam tape on the back. So for foam tape, we're going to be doubling this up just because we need some extra space for that spinner to move around. And that's what Echo did in her video, and I noticed that is what Angeline has done in her penny slider videos. So let's just do the same. So I'm just gonna take my foam tape here and we're gonna double it up. All right, we got our doubled up foam tape. Just gonna grab my penny for reference. So the penny is essentially gonna slide around this area. So you wanna just make sure when you place your foam tape that the penny can still make it around that, if that makes sense. So we're just gonna start and put it on the top and the bottom because we're gonna have to cut the other one in half just a little bit. All right. And we'll do one on the top here. I'm just taking like just the bottom half off so we can stick it down. All right, so now on the edges, I'm seeing, you know what, we're gonna have to cut this so it's a little bit skinnier, and that's perfect. So we'll just cut this in half, and then we'll have enough foam tape for all of our edges. You don't need to like make sure it's completely sealed like a shaker card or anything like that. This is just strictly for adhering your card down and allowing the space for the penny to be able to slide. All right, so now let's just like take a look at this. Yep, we're good there. That's gonna clear. Put it over here so we can do that. Let's just see. Yep, that I think will be good too. All right. So you want to just test that out, because if you get going and all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, the penny can't move, that wouldn't be good, right? All right, so now just to like kind of like cut down on like it's sticking on the edges when we spin it around, I'm just going to take my little powder tool here and I'm going to go on this edge so it doesn't have stickiness on the edge, so it can like slide perfectly. Just kind of an extra like little step. All right, so we got that. We need to do a little bit of foam tape on the back of this part because that is going to be the part that is sticking up in the middle, and we're going to adhere our sentiment to it, and it holds our penny in place. So we're just going to stick our penny here, and we're going to put some of that foam tape on there. So let's just like kind of position it and then test it.
Did you double up that one?
I did. I doubled this up. So this is all doubled up. Let's just make sure that it's all going to go around. It's all going to be, yep, that's going to be good. It's all going to work out.
This reminds me of that card we made when we did a class at Junkie Fest.
Oh yeah, we did the Chigtronics.
Yeah, that was so fun. It was kind of a hassle, but
worth it in the end.
Totally worth it.
This actually, I don't feel like is much of a hassle.
Yeah, I agree. This is so much easier than yeah.
All right, so I just ran my little powder tool around these little spots too, just so the penny doesn't stick to any of the sides. Yes, a powder tool is like a must-have. I love it. Just for embossing and cutting down on that static. You can do the same if you're doing a shaker card. You can run it inside of your shaker, so the sequins don't like stick all in one spot because of static. So lots of uses beyond embossing. Yeah, the light up one was a little bit difficult, but like when I was asked to do something, I wanted it to be like impressive, because the other people that were teaching at this was like Gina K Designs and Tailored Expressions and all these like amazing people like Kathy Rakusin, and I was like, there's no way I can measure up. Like I have to be able to, you know, provide something awesome. So that was kind of the method to my madness. I was like, I know, I'll do a light up card, and I'm pretty sure that Nick and Angela and Lisa Rana was helping. I'm pretty sure they wanted to like kill me because
No, I had so much fun with it.
I was like so adamant about it. All right, so we're gonna put that in. This little part, it didn't work out to do it all at once, but that's okay because this is still in there. And oh, the only thing is I gotta make sure my clouds match up. And they do right there. All right, so now we can remove our dies. And this little ring in here too, because we don't need this little ring anymore. This was just a guide so we could get our center lined up in there. All right, so now this is all glued down. Like we got our little thing going. All right, so we can slide our penny in here, and now the penny is going to be going all the way around. Look at that smooth slide, you guys. So one thing that I noticed that like bothered me, but maybe it won't bother you guys, is I didn't like that you could see the penny, like the color of the penny behind the plane, and so I did this. And maybe you guys can relate to being like a little bit OCD, so maybe I'll have some friends here. But I'm just gonna like literally trace the penny like a psycho.
You're a sociopath.
I'm crazy.
Crazy.
We're just gonna cut out this little circle, and this is gonna appease me. And this is gonna make our penny white. So you can use your liquid glue or whatever you have to glue that on there. I'm just gonna grab this one for the sake of time because I want it to be like dry right away. Oh, good. Some people are saying that they would do the same. Good, Angie. I'm in good company, huh? Just put a little bit of adhesive here. Put it on my other side of the penny here, or other half. Is this legal? I don't know. Do not tell Abe. Seriously, no disrespect, Abe. But you're going to bring somebody a lot of joy. So now when we put our penny in, you will not see it. Look at it. It's like invisible. Do you even see that penny? It's camouflage.
I don't see it.
Yeah, you don't see it.
The most fun you can have with a penny.
Yeah, right? You get more out of a penny doing this than you do spending a penny. All right, so I'm going to grab my cute little sentiment here, and we're going to rough up those edges a little bit with just a scissors. If you have one of those little tools, you can use that too, but what I love about this is if you aren't a very even cutter, you can fake it by roughing up the edges.
Jennifer says Abe might roll over.
Oh my gosh, I know. Abe's like, what are you doing? All right, so I'm just taking my same little ink blending tool and ink blending those edges, and we're gonna go ahead and just adhere that flat on our center. I'm using this little tape here. This I love for shaker cards and just adhering card layers. It's very strong, and I really like that you can just like tear it to size. This is in our shop. All right, so flying by to say hi. How darling. All right, so I like this plane for the center. So to make our little center part, we are just going to take some foam tape. We're going to double it up so it's the same height as what we used on the back layer. And we're just going to cut a tiny little piece that's going to stick right in the middle here and also be able to fit on our penny.
Elizabeth says you could use buttons.
Yeah, you can use anything. So a button. Crystal Minkler is a really great tip too. She says, as an alternative, she's punched out a bunch of little circles and adhered them together to make her own penny. So whatever you have, I'm literally just using a penny because I have it. But if you don't, there's so many alternatives, you guys. You could take two of those little circles that I made and, you know, foam tape in between and you have it. Okay, so we are going to adhere this down on our penny. Look at this. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm just going to we're going to run a little bit of our thing here just to make it smooth and nice. All right. How darling is this? Oh, what are you getting stuck on? What are you stuck on over here? I gotta figure that out. You work everywhere else. Okay, well, it works everywhere else. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and adhere our other little airplanes down. I'm gonna use some liquid glue for this. For me, that's Ultra Bond adhesive. This is in our shop at 10% off. and it's very well loved, so it just takes a second for me to get like the glue down because I've used a ton of it. All right, so just a little bit of liquid glue here for one plane, and then some up here. And I think that's so cute. So I'm gonna just show you, there's a set that we have in our stash that you can grab if you wanna add like a little pull tab, and I'll show you. So on this one I added pull. So it goes around, or you can pull it down, or whatever you wanna do, just to show like, yes, it's supposed to be interactive. And it's called interactive verbiage. So you can use this for your shaker cards, your slider cards, whatever. And you have a cute little detail. I don't know what's going on right here. I gotta figure that out. Gotta do some dissection. Oh no, I got it. So there is our first little slider. So, so cute. I love the airplane. So again, the set for this one was plain and simple, and we used our cute little scallop, our cute little cloud and wave stencil for the background.
Could you use a embossing buddy instead of that powder tool?
Yeah, absolutely. That's all this is it's like an embossing buddy. This is EK Tools. I believe that this is from like Amazon or something. All right, so we saw one where we can do a fun little slider with just some basic dies. Let's do one with Winnie the Pooh, but we're going to do no dies for this one. This is just going to be if you have like a little X-Acto knife, or if you have a small whatever to cut, it's going to work. So let's do that one. So this is the next one we're going to do. This is like a little bit of a different slide. So it goes up and down, and I absolutely love this Winnie the Pooh stamp. So we're going to use that today with its new coordinating die. So here's the set, Winnie the Pooh, Pooh Just Knew. And then we have the coordinating die. I absolutely love it. If this is the only Winnie the Pooh one that you can get right now, like you're like, I can only afford one, it should be this one. Trust, trust. All right, so for this card, and this is actually based off of a card that Julissa, one of our design team members, had done like months ago when this came out, and I don't know how she did it because she didn't do a video, so I'm just doing it in my head how I would do it. So if you saw her cute card and you were like, how do I do that? I'm gonna show you my version. Hers is probably like very like streamlined and simple. I'm probably going about it like weird, as I do with a lot of stuff. All right, so we're gonna stamp out our Winnie the Pooh set on some watercolor paper. I was gonna do Copic colors, but all of my Winnie the Pooh colors are like drying up, so watercolors it is. All right, so we have that. We're gonna grab our cute stamp, Winnie the Pooh, Pooh Just Knew. All of these Winnie the Pooh stamps are on sale right now. So you wanna go grab them if you haven't been able to get them all in your collection. They are at a stellar price, and we have dies for 5 of them now, so I love that. So for watercoloring, I like to use VersaFine Clair ink in black. It's just like my go-to ink for watercolor and sentiments, honestly, because it's so bold and dark. So we're just stamping that down on our watercolor paper. How cute is that? So I like to usually color first, but we're gonna die cut first this time, so we don't have to worry about it getting ruined. All right, so we're gonna grab that coordinating die. The die and the stamp are sold separately, just so everybody is aware. It does say it in the description, but sometimes I don't read descriptions, so. All right, we're just holding that in place, and we're gonna run it through and get the perfect cut. All right, look at how cute this is. Absolutely love How cute, right? All right. So now we're gonna just do our watercoloring. So I like to just have a piece of the same sheet of paper so I can kind of see my colors before I start using them. And I'm just gonna take a little acrylic block here and spray some water so we can blend out a little bit, and a water brush. All right. So we're gonna start with just this like light orange color. I'm using Karen watercolor markers today. So any watercolor will work. If you have Karen's, this is the color pale orange. And I like to just kind of apply, like lay the color down where I feel it would be darkest and then kind of blend out from there. Watch out for Piglet's hands. All right. Just going ahead and laying down the pigment. Then we'll go in with our little water brush that I lost, but I have it. And blend and blend, blend, blend. Until we're happy. And he turns out really cute. Kind of just a vintage feel when you do Pooh Bear and watercolors too. So fun. All right, I'm happy with him. That color turns out to be like the perfect color for him. All right, so now I'm gonna do a light pink for our pal Piglet. And again, I'm just kind of like laying down pigment where I want it to be. Are you laughing at me?
Pigment on Piglet?
Pigment on Piglet. And we will just blend, blend, blend again. How cute is Piglet? All right. Now let's go ahead and do that balloon. I wanted just like a bright red balloon, so I'm taking my red watercolor. And to me, just because the artist has put those lines there, to me, I feel like it would be darker on this side of the balloon.
Doneen says she can't get her Karen markers to work for her.
Oh no, are they dry or maybe a paper? I usually use Canson XL watercolor paper, and I have really good results. I know not all watercolor paper is created equal, so that is what I use, a kind of a middle-of-the-road one. All right, so we have that all kind of like blended out, and I'm gonna go in for another pass on this while it's wet and lay down, you know, additional kind of pigment. All right. Yes, these are Karen watercolor markers. They're like my go-to for watercoloring. I really have great results with them, but all right. So I'm kind of just like taking water in the middle so I can kind of lighten just the middle of the balloon for a little bit of a highlight. And then I'm gonna grab that same red marker and we're gonna color this little butterfly red down here, just to kind of tie it all in together. All right, so here is Pooh Bear die cut and colored. We'll set him aside so he can dry, and we're gonna do a simple clouded background on our slimline. So this is a slimline die from Gina Marie Designs, and it's gonna fit on a 8.5 by 3.5 inch panel here. And this is, I believe it's cherry red cardstock from our collection. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna do our clouded background. So we're gonna grab our cute little cloud and wave stencil. So you get kind of 2 designs in one stencil. I used it for the first card if you missed that. And then our Gina K Blue Lagoon ink. And we're just going to create a clouded detail for this. And on Slimline, I usually like leave some extra space in between. Like on the A2 sized, I do my clouds pretty close together, but this Slimline, I space them out pretty good. Or I'd be here like forever. Just blending clouds. There, Angela put the link in. It is Wild Cherry cardstock. We have some really beautiful cardstock colors in our collection. They're all 100-pound luxury cardstock. I know that you guys will love them. They're great for card bases or matting like I'm doing now, die cutting out, you know, word sentiments. Just a really great quality cardstock to have on hand. If you want inks to kind of go with it, we chose a lot of Gina K colors for our shop that are very similar to the cardstock colors too. So I think that's kind of fun. This Blue Lagoon color is like shaping up to be the perfect cloud color, you guys.
What are you using on the back of the stencil to keep it down?
So I don't have anything on the back of my stencil. You can use like a pixie spray or something, but all that's holding my stencil in place right now is this little mask that I'm putting around. And this mask I just put on there, and it is Post-it tape. So this Post-it tape is just a light tack, literally like a back of a Post-it note. And I put it on the edges here just so I wouldn't get any wave detail, and it kind of doubles as holding my stencil in place a little bit as well. So dual use for me. Okay, we're almost done with our cute clouds. We're just gonna do kind of one more here on the bottom. All right. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think that turned out really cute. All right, so now we need to figure out where we want our little slide to be, like where we want Pooh Bear to be. So I feel like Pooh Bear should be like right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a pen, and I'm gonna put like an X right where like the middle of his body is. And we just need to make a little slot for our character to slide. So if you wanted, you could grab like a little die like this. I actually found it was a little bit too tall for what I wanted. But you could take a little die and run this through, or you can just do what I'm doing and kind of eyeball it. So I'm just taking an X-Acto knife, my little self-healing mat here, and I'm making my own slot. And then this will pop right out. So there's our own little slot that's gonna slide. All right, let's just make sure this is gonna fit, and it is. This is gonna fit great. We could even do it down here, wherever we want for the sentiment. All right, so now this has a little spot where he can slide up and down. All right, so what we're gonna do is that same kind of thing we did on the first card. We're just gonna take that foam tape and kind of create a little frame so that penny, or whatever mechanism you're using for sliding, button, or if you're gonna die cut out pieces, whatever you wanna do for your slider mechanism, it has enough room to slide. I'm gonna use a penny because that's what I have. And hopefully nobody's gonna like come at me for that, because I'm having a tough month, you guys. Just so if you're thinking about coming at me for a penny, please do not. All right. We're going to cut this here. And then we're gonna go on the sides as well. So on this side, we really don't have to worry if the penny's going to be in our way, because it's not. It's way on the other side. So we're all good there. Hi Roxanne, it's so great that you're here for the live video. I love hanging out with all of you guys and just chatting, even if it is virtually. Yes, Doneen, I would love to see your version of these sliders. So if you create one, go ahead and share it over on the Unity Show and Tell page, because I love to see the different ones that everybody else comes up with. It's so fun. All right, so this is where our penny is going to be. So we just need to make sure, you know, our foam tape isn't going to be in the way. And so just to be sure, I'm going to just cut this one in half, just so we're safe. Perfect. Thank you so much, Maria. I love this Pooh Bear set. Yes, this month is a little bit tough, but it will get better. It's, you know, it's all perspective. All right, so just putting that there, and I want to finish it up here because I can. So glad that you guys have been loving this current release. We do too. We absolutely love this current release. It is still on sale, and we still have over 50% off site-wide on stamps. The only exclusion would be membership kits, and 10% off supplies. So lots of fun stuff to do and grab this weekend while it is still going, because it all ends on the 31st, and that includes like the awesome freebies we have going on and all that good stuff. So it's been an amazing birthday month, celebrating Unity's 14th birthday and my birthday as well, and it's just been amazing getting all of these stamps out to you guys and your support. We really, really appreciate it, so thank you so much. All right, so we have our foam on here. We're gonna go ahead and put this on our red cardstock, which, oh, I was like gonna say, which hopefully I still have. It's under here. And I already have it cut to size, so we're all good there. We're just gonna place this on here. All right, so now we're going to need to shove our penny in there, which you're like, that's never gonna fit. It is, it's gonna fit. It's gonna fit. All right, we got our penny in there. How fun is that? We'll grab some of our foam tape that we already have doubled up and put that on the penny. This one, we don't have to like color our penny with paper because we won't see it. Pooh Bear covers him up completely. All right, there's that. We'll grab Pooh, put him on there. How cute is that, you guys? So now we have that cute slide detail. So now we just need to figure out where we want to put our sentiment. But how cute is that? So easy, no dies. Just need a little X-Acto knife. All right, let's stamp out our sentiment. So I had die cut out just a little rectangle here. And I absolutely love the sentiment that comes with this Winnie the Pooh set. It actually comes with 2 sentiments, but I love the one that says, "I knew when I met you an adventure was about to happen." And I think that's so sweet. You know, those people in your life. This could go for so many of those friends that have just shaped our lives. I love the Winnie the Pooh for friendship cards, which are a majority of what I send out is friendship cards. All right, so cute. Yes, Don, that's exactly what was happening. It's gonna fit whether it wants to or not. All right, we're going to take just our ink blending tool that we've been using with the Blue Lagoon and go around the edges, just because I think it kind of helps that sentiment pop a little bit. All right, now let's play around and see where we want our sentiment to be. I actually think it looks kind of cute, like right here, because then Pooh doesn't cover him up at all, and it slides nice. Yeah, let's do that. I would send Pooh Bear to any age, honestly, like, because there's such sweet sentiments for friendship and, you know, people that have been a good part of our life, and so I think that Pooh Bear works for any age, if you ask me. Oh, potential spam, sorry. We don't have time for that. I don't think it was. Sorry, the school was calling us early and we're like, oh, why are they calling? All right, so we're gonna just go ahead and adhere this right up there, like so, and look at how darling this is. I absolutely love how this one turned out. He is so darling, and just a fun little card. All right, so the first one that we made was with our new Flying By to Say Hi, or our new Plain and Simple stamp set. So this one is an interactive one that goes around, and this one is with circle dies. So if you missed this one, you can go ahead and watch the replay and check out how to do that slider. Otherwise, this one's with no dies, just an X-Acto knife, a couple of penny sliders. So we used Pooh Just Knew, the stamp set, and the adorable coordinating die. Same title, they're sold separately. And then, of course, Plain and Simple for our first card, and the Cloud and Wave stencil. This just came back in stock. I absolutely love it. So you get a wave portion in the center that's going to be great for those nautical cards, and then clouds on the outside, one of my most used stencils of all time. And that's really what I wanted to share with you guys today. Nick just took a phone call, so it's going to be like a little awkward second because I got to go stop the video myself. But I just wanted to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I hope that you try out these fun penny slider techniques. And if you do, share them with us over on the Unity Show and Tell page. And just be sure to check out the website and get in on those amazing deals over Memorial Day weekend. This is the last weekend of our site-wide sale, and you just do not want to miss out on these amazing deals. So yeah, I hope that you guys have a fabulous Thursday, and I will see you all again real soon. Bye, everybody.